If you're new to our From the Pasture podcast, this is one of our special pre-sale episodes. Our regular shows feature ranch stories, breeder interviews, and cattle knowledge, but today we're focusing specifically on this weekend's Texas Longhorn Sale.
So if you're wanting to learn more about Texas Longhorn cattle markets, or you're a registered Texas Longhorn breeder looking to expand your herd, you'll want to tune in to today's episode. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Molly. We're the owners of Hired Hand Software and Hired Hand Live, and we're excited to bring you a closer look at this upcoming sale.
In today's episode, we'll be talking with the sale host about consignments, sale details, and what to watch for in the ring.
You can view consignments at hiredhandlive.com and, in most cases, visit the consignor's Hired Hand-powered websites to learn more. Now let's jump into this weekend's sale preview.
I'm here with Chase Vasut and Shawn, two of the sale hosts for the upcoming Cherry Blossom Sale in Futurity, which is held in Culpeper, Virginia. Chase, Shawn, and I will be talking about the sale details, sponsors, consignors, and of course the consignments. As we talk about the consignments, you can follow along on hiredhandlive.com. And if you want to dig deeper, take a look at the consignors' Hired Hand websites. Well, you ready, guys? Should we start talking?
Let's do this.
Well, it feels like we just were at the Cherry Blossom Sale not all that long ago. Like this past year, it seems, has flown by. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time just keeps on ticking.
So this sale has been going on, has been taking place now for over 30 years. And it's helped build a really great foundation of Longhorn breeders along the East Coast. Shawn, I know you help Ann now, but before that, you and your family had Longhorns in Pennsylvania for many years. What did that sale mean to you when you first started raising Longhorns or getting involved in the breed overall?
Well, that's a good question because, back Seasons and I started raising Longhorns when we were in high school. So back then there were no websites, there was no social media. The sale was the only place we could go to actually talk to the well-known breeders and the only way we knew those breeders was through advertising in like the trails. So, to go to the sales and talk to those people that, we only knew them through the magazines and then to get to build a relationship with those people over the years, it was cool. And then Seasons and I would always use these sales as a vacation. We would consign a cow, put it in the sale, and as long as she brought enough money to cover our expenses, consignment fees in the hotel, we looked at it as a free vacation. And that's what we've done our entire married life.
Are there still people that you communicate with within the industry that you first communicated with or first talked to?
I would say probably not. Dale Hunt, maybe. I remember Dale Hunt did an auction in the Trails magazine on a cow for his sister. And that was kind of cool because we had to do it all through phone calls. It was an ad in the magazine and you had to do phone calls with that. But probably Dale would be, and of course Ann, but they're really the only ones that I talked to back then that I would still talk to now.
I guess I have more questions about this auction from a catalog for Dale's sister. How did that all work?
That sounds interesting.
Oh, they had a picture of a cow with the pedigree in there, and they did it was a silent bid from such and such a date, and you had you would call Dale on the phone with your bid, and it went from there, and then he did reach out. My dad and I were actually going to partner on the cow, and we got outbid on her, but he would reach out and be like, you're out. And, and then we'd call him back and be like, okay, we'll do this. And then he'd call us back and say, oh, you're out again. But yeah, it was kind of cool. Like I always remember that.
All over the phone. There was no texting either. All calls.
No. That was when the cell phones looked like little bombs.
Well, speaking of hosting a sale, we're talking about hosting a more traditional sale, not the call-in with the phone type of sale. Both of you have been a host of a sale for many years now. Do you have any advice for people who are hosting a sale, maybe within like their region of the U.S., not necessarily, sorry, Chase, but in Texas, but like the smaller, more regional sales?
My thought is seeing, I guess, from the outside perspective of getting to do this one in Virginia, is it takes time to build your market. So, I mean, the Cherry Blossom, when it was the Gravett Babington and then the Gravett Babington Leonard, it takes time. You look at what Scott and Amelia have done over in Oregon and what Dan's done, Huntington, with the Great Northern Classic. Is the first year they're a little smaller, but then you start to expand. So Dan's sale, the barn's full. Scott's the whole barn is full there, and you're starting to see prices get up, the quality of cattle as new people come in. So I guess when you start a regional sale, is don't go in with the expectation of we're going to have a $10,000 average and there's going to be 500 people here. Set it with the goal is, the idea of this regional sale is to grow the market in our area and bring in new breeders. So we still count at the end of this sale. I think one of our most exciting numbers is how many people did we meet for the first time or first time registered buyers. And I think that really will drive the success in the future to have a sale that's around for 20 or 30 years is you keep bringing in new people, because we can't run the Cherry Blossom and assume there's going to be 30 people from Texas or 30 people from Virginia show up. So even this year, we got a lot of new people. And I think that should be your ultimate goal at the regional sale is bring in new people, create awareness of Longhorns, and help build the market in that area.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think one of the most important things, and I know Ann stresses over it with the sales we do, is just to make it fun and family oriented. And to change it up, we try to change something on it all the time so it doesn't run into an idol. So that kind of stuff where you just, like Chase said, attract new people, and you want the new people to tell their friends so that there's more new people every year.
And I might be getting my years mixed up here, but was it last year or maybe it was a year before where after the sale, we just kind of all looked at each other and like, that was so many new people. There was, it felt like a good portion of the sale was new people.
Yeah, it was the majority. It was this one last year, wasn't it? We had a ton of new
last year. Yeah.
There was a lot of promotional memberships given to the ITLA and TLBAA because they're like, member number, I don't have one. So that's cool.
Well, with you all having being around multiple sales a year, is there a certain category of animals that tends to bring stronger prices at the Cherry Blossom, whether it be like cow-calf pairs, heifers, embryos, or is there certain genetics that typically perform better at the Cherry Blossom?
I would say definitely the colorful first-time bred heifers seem to do well. A lot of these breeders are smaller up here and they don't have a whole pasture full of them, so they want nice, colorful ones. And well-known genetics because of they see them in the magazines, they see the genetics on social media, and then that's the genetics that they want to go after.
It seems like we'll bring in some new stuff, because what Shawn I think he'd agree. The East Coast is, there's just like down around Texas or Oklahoma, there's a lot of Loomis and Dale Hunt stuff. Up here, there's a lot of stall breeding, the Tallies, Jimmy Jones, all that kind of stuff. So if you get an outcross from there, it seems to do well. But yeah, Shawn, like color and first timers.
Thinking about hosting your own online sale?
With Hired Hand Live, you can run a standalone internet auction right from your ranch. No travel, no weather concerns, no space limitations.
You have the animals? We handle the technology.
It's stress-free, secure, and designed for livestock breeders.
Start your own sale at hiredhandlive.com. So we talked about new people. We welcome them to all the sales, especially the Cherry Blossom. For those new people who are coming to the Cherry Blossom this year, what are some things that they should know that they can't find in the sale catalog? I guess, Shawn, this question may be directed more towards you with like the behind the scene things and then also with seasons in the office.
Well, we started putting signs up for where to unload at, because that's you have to go around the back of the building. And when you pull in and see all the trailers out front, people automatically want to go to the front. So we started putting signs up for parking because of the new people that we have coming, or for unloading because of the new people that we have coming. They don't know where to go. And then the rest is pretty well easy. Once they unload, we tell them where their cattle are. the hay and water is there for the first initial unloading, and they have to supply hay for the futurity animals, but the sale animals, hay and water supplied. And then in the office, Seasons just does a good job of taking care of things in there. And she gives them all the information they need and gets the bidders' numbers and kind of keeps Dan straight a little bit.
Well, should we jump into the schedule of events for the weekend?
Let's do it.
Shawn, I'll let you tell us about Thursday. I feel like that's your day.
Yeah, we're just there all day long. So Thursday, 8 to 5 is what is unloading. And then, if you're not going to be there by 5 or somewhere close to that, just reach out and let us know. We don't want to wait around till 8 o'clock if nobody's coming that late. And we'll accommodate. We appreciate people coming the distance they come. So we do what we have to do to get them unloaded.
And I believe your phone number is in the sale catalog if somebody needs to get a hold of you.
Correct.
So moving on to Friday. What happens right away Friday morning?
Friday morning, you got to show up and go through the heifers so you know what you're going to bid on the Calcutta. And then the futurity starts at 11.
How many entries do you have this year?
133 entries. It's the most that I recall having at our futurity.
Nice. And who have you selected for judges?
Our judges are Jedediah Seeley, Mike Albanese, Harrison Yeager, Caitlin Blackwell, Heather Bray, and then we have a junior judge this year who his scores won't count, but he wants to do some practice, and is Ricky McLeod's son, Ezra McLeod. So he's going to be sitting up with the judges doing his scoring.
That'll be fun for him. He's got quite the knowledge base of cows already in his little body.
Yeah.
He wants to get into it, and originally he sent us a contract over, and his pay was too high. So we're like, let's do a junior apprenticeship. And he's like, I can make that work with the schedule. So it's going to be fun.
That's
the
fun.
judge lineup is pretty cool. We have 2 newer judges, Harrison and Heather Bray. I called Heather's husband, Sam, about judging, and Sam was like, Heather's better at it than I am. And I said, why do you say that? And he said, she did all kinds of judging competitions and stuff. So she has a little background of that. So.
And Caitlin, is this her time? Or is this Caitlin's first time?
She judged at the Legacy, didn't she?
Yeah, she judged there. And what a lot of people really don't know about Caitlin is, when I first got in, she was kind of one of Dan Grove's. He ran around all the country with all the ITLA kids, and she was part of his show string. So she's been involved in Longhorns for 20 something years, and started one of those that transitioned from the halter shows, got out, graduated, and has built her herd up. So she's a wealth of knowledge on cattle.
What type of value do you think having a futurity along with the sale brings or adds for the breeders, whether it's the futurity, whether they just have animals in the futurity, or if they participate in the sale as well?
I think it just makes it more fun, and it adds numbers. If you were just to go to the sale and you're not, then it's just that many animals there, where with the futurities, we completely jam pack the barn, and then it gives you a chance to evaluate your own cattle against the other cattle in the industry. Even if you don't bring any, if you just show up, you can look at my best heifer I have at home and then go to a futurity and be like, daggone, I should have brought her. She's better than all these.
Yeah. And as we all are well aware, a big majority of the futurity animals currently showing are not for sale. So it does give you an idea if you say, hey, I'm looking at these cows in the lineup, but I want to see what, these people are raising and are really proud of as well, that they want to keep back for their herd. So it adds value because you get to show your animals off that wouldn't go through a sale ring, but then people get to see and compare with how their program is, what the judges like. So as well as, like Shawn said, having something to do. The futurity is always fun, but if you just, you're not going to drive across the country for a sale in an hour. So it adds a little more value to the participation.
And the awards and the dinner are always at Ann's house on Friday night, and I believe that starts at 6 p.m.
Party of the year.
So let's move on to Saturday. Go ahead, Shawn. Do you have something to add?
Hannah and I are going to try to do pasture tours again this year after the futurity, before the dinner, as long as the weather's cooperative.
And they just get a hold of you during the Futurity, or how do people let you know that they want to go?
Yeah. Just so I know we have somebody coming, we'll rush back to the farm and get things ready.
All right. So on Saturday, I believe the sale starts at 11. Are people welcome to look at animals before the sale?
Yeah, absolutely. They up there bright and early. You can check them out all weekend. The sale cows are down on the bottom of the barn. So, and we would normally till about 10:45, 15 minutes before they start stacking cows. Yeah, you can take a look at them. If there's anybody interested in bidding online, get a hold of any of us or even Jamie, and we can get you videos, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we welcome you to go look at the cows and be around them.
And you'll be around you'll be around all weekend, but you'll be around that morning as well if people have updates to give you before the sale.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and all weekend I'll be sitting there, and that's the cool part about this sale. I really, really enjoy it. We get to do all these monster sales across the country, but this one is just like it's a reset button. That's not hustle bustle crazy. It's just there's so many families there, people you haven't seen, so like you genuinely enjoy getting to sit there and talk with people. It's not one of those I got to go do this or that. It kind of works out and is a lot more of a relaxing environment, which is a good change of pace.
So for sale day contacts, I'm assuming the two of you. Is there anyone else people can contact?
As always, you can contact the wonderful Jamie at Hired Hand Software. Dan Grove, if you have any auctioneer questions, if you have any office stuff season. So yeah, we're all listed and we're all happy to help in whatever you may need.
And Shawn, you'll be handling the back crew all weekend, right?
Yeah. We'll be there from Thursday to Sunday morning.
You mentioned Dan Grove a little bit earlier, which kind of goes into my next question about haulers. It seems like Dan is always willing. He has at least a couple spaces open for haulers. Is there anyone else that you are aware of?
We've got quite a few that are, always willing and lined up, Jay Walker. And the good part about this is it's a few weeks, I think it's 2 weeks before like Glendenning and Hudson. So a lot of these trailers will be heading back west. So yeah, we always have people willing and able. So just again, our only request is if you're thinking about buying, call us ahead of time. So that way we can help you get it lined up. Don't, right after the sale, don't say, hey, I'm in, Canada, I need a cow brought up, or in Alaska, because that'll take a little time. But we've never left a cow at the barn. It's not our plan to do it this year either.
Let's talk about the sponsors for this sale this year. Do you want to go over the list?
Sure.
Yeah, Shawn, you go ahead.
Well, we have a couple new sponsors this year. Sam Byler with Black Log Farm sponsored the sale this year, and John and Nancy Colkin, they're from like literally 15 minutes from the sale barn. John had a busy schedule and always had a hard time getting to the sale, and now he retired from the police force, so he's hopefully going to be there a lot more active, and him and Nancy will be there to help out more and do more stuff with the Longhorn breed. And of course, the Brightman family, and they always step up, and Ricky McLeod and Nick and Kim Nicodeme, they frequent Virginia just about every year. They come back. So we're always thankful to have them all the way out of Oklahoma and sponsor. And Carol Powell sponsor, Jay and Susie Walker. Jay's like an uncle to my kids. He's been around since they hit the dirt. So Jay always supports us. And Savannah Smith is with Leonard New River Ranch is a sponsor. And Ryan and Brandy Schmidt, they sponsor also Rocky Meadow Longhorns.
Should we move on to the consigners? I know we talked about new people buying last year. Do you have any new consigners this year?
Yeah, Samuel Byler, he's a new consigner this year. Steve Davis from Rippling Wood Farms is a new consigner. I know we have H2O Livestock. Tom Gilbert, he consigned a couple years ago, but it's been a while since he's been out here. Marcus Moust out of Virginia, Maplewood Valley Ranch, he's got his first consignments in this year. Derek Stewart, Derek and Courtney they have a nice heifer in the sale I tried to get for the Fall Classic, and they said no, and I finally talked them into it. So they put a nice heifer in the sale.
She's very nice.
I think that's our new ones.
Well, should we talk about the consignments?
Let's do it.
Fantastic. Are there any subs or scratches?
The only scratch we have now is going to be the very last lot. So I think she's noted that way in the catalog. Is like we were, day before print, we scratched her. She was open, but other than that, I don't know of any more subs or anything. But we're 2 weeks out, so that's very subject to change.
Okay. There is one embryo lot. I feel like a sale wouldn't be complete without Jay Wachter doing something like this, which is lot 37. Do you guys want to talk about it?
Absolutely. Uncle Jay and Susie, big time embryo program. He's had a lot of success doing that. So, yeah, lot 37 is Cool Hand Loot Checks. He was a Spotlight Bull last year. Sold $100,000 worth of semen at him at the Legacy, and it'll never be sold again. So he's got that real cool Midnight Temptation cow, just a frosty black, I guess you call it roan. So there's going to be a lot of color, really cool genetics there. And again, that semen's not for sale. So Jay bought into it last year and is doing some embryo work with it. So, and you're going to get a guaranteed live heifer. So that's one thing about Jay. This is why we, as sales, like him to do it, because it's not like I'm going to throw it in a recip and you get what you get. He's guaranteeing it. So, yeah, you don't want to miss out. You're going to get color and production.
And this next one, I don't think she has a lot number, but I believe if I'm based off of past sales, she's probably going to sell before lot number 1 in the sale. And this is a donation heifer that's going to support Hannah on her little 9-month journey around the world, which was donated by Cheney's, Natalie and John Cheney. Shawn, do you want to talk about this heifer?
Yeah, I mean, Natalie reached out to me about it and, just took me off guard because we were not expecting that. And I told her, I was like, you got to get a hold of Chase and Ann about this. Like, I can't have a say in it. So yeah, I mean, they just agreed that, in order to help Hannah, for 9 months, she's got to raise a ton of money. And, Natalie just felt, she wanted to help Hannah out and put this in the sale. So all the money that this heifer brings will go towards Hannah's mission trip. She's going to 5 countries. I don't have them in front of me right now, but I know it's like South Africa, South Korea, Tijuana, and then Thailand. And there's one other one I don't even know how to pronounce. I don't even know where it's at. So, yeah, we're just super proud of her. Of course, it's, as mom and dad, it's a little scary, but she wants to follow her dreams and her heart, and we're supporting her 100%. And then to have Natalie and John come alongside, it's pretty awesome.
That's cool. Well, I'm excited for Hannah, and I hopefully she posts pictures on social media as she is on her little trek.
Yeah, we're hoping. They said there's a lot of places she won't have service, and we may not have contact with her. So all of our finances that she does outside of the mission has to be on a credit card. So I'm at least, thankful for that, because at least I know if I get a bill every month, I know, she's out doing something. So.
Well, maybe you could log into the app for the credit card and set up the notification so you get notified every time she makes a charge. So that'll make you feel better every day.
Oh, seasons will, for sure. Yeah.
And Shawn's being a little modest too, but I mean, it's a very, very big deal. We've all, like I said, we've known each other forever. So we get to see Hannah grow up, and kind of her heart's been true to what she wants to do. One of the few people that you see that stick from a young age. So, and she's not one of those like, oh, I'm getting a heifer, she has been doing bake sales, selling opportunities to pie her dad, anything she could do to raise money. So she didn't really know this was happening until after she had already done all the stuff. And she's the kind of kid she would have worked regardless. So we saw what happened at the treasure sale last week with Chapel. Hannah's right up there with Chapel. I mean, both awesome young ladies, big careers and big lives ahead of them. So this is just something that we feel we should give back to help her, get on the next, especially with the mission trip. How many lives is she going to touch that we can't do from here? So that's one we hope everybody is able to donate, help push it, because it goes a lot further than just, Culpeper, Virginia. It's all over the world. So it's a great opportunity for her and us. So Shawn wouldn't say that, he's modest, but he's very proud and very scared, as we all as he should be. But it's been amazing watching her work to do this. So we're very proud of her.
Yeah, she went on a mission trip through our church to the Dominican Republic for just a week. And when Seasons picked her up from the airport, or up from our, when they brought him back to our church, she got in the car and she just told Seasons, she's like, "Mom, this is what I want to do with my life." So to see her put it into action is pretty cool.
Well, who's ready for a round of catalog roulette? Thumbs up, just one. Shawn's still thinking about it, huh?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay, we'll start with lot one. Her name is Just a Handful from Rocky Meadow.
Ryan and Brandy they've become great friends of mine. We got them started while we still lived in Pennsylvania, and they don't live far from my parents. So I was up visiting with him and seen this heifer with a wean tab in her nose, and she looked like she was an 8-month-old heifer, 9-month-old heifer, and I got the scoop on her and talked to Ann, and Ann's like, "Well, you got to talk him into putting her into Cherry Blossom." And to talk Ryan into doing anything is tough, and to do it quick is tough. But we got him to put her in, and just the hired hand stuff is hard to find. And like Chase said earlier, it's especially in the East Coast. And Ryan just does so much AI work. And the cool part of for us, this heifer's mother, Uncommon HH. My wife actually AI'd that cow to make that heifer when Justin Henry owned a WPR Uncommon. So it's a cool story, but just a phenomenal heifer. I mean, well built, huge body, big horns on her already. So we're excited to start the sale out with her.
Next, we'll move over to a lot from Downey Family Farms, lot 6, River Forks, Mayola.
Yeah, she's an awesome cow, and I think it's the Downey Brightman partnership. RTG and then Eddie and the family. She is a very, very nice Cowboy Catch-It daughter. She should be at the 90-inch mark, but again, horns rolling and twisting. You got River Forks breeding with Terry and Tammy King. It's just if somebody wants to add a 90-inch Catch-It daughter, they're getting fewer and far between trying to find them. She was a cash cow when she sold, and she did her job with them. They got calves and offspring to replace her, and so I think it's a really good opportunity to bring home a 90-inch Catch-It daughter from the Cherry Blossom this year. Beautiful cow.
And I believe you said this consigner was his first year consigning. Steve Davis with Rippling Wood Farms, lot 8, LTL Cassie.
Yeah, this is his first. He's got 2 in the sale. This is his first consignment. It's this little package is pretty cool. I had to call him back to make sure I understood correctly, because she has a HL heads up heifer calf at side, and it's confirmed bred back to Hubbell's 20 gauge with heifer sex semen. And she's a timeline daughter that Savannah has it and using down there at Leonard New River. But when you look through her genetics and then the calf's genetics and who she's bred to, I'm not sure where you'll find a genetic package like that. It is pretty cool. When he sent that to me, I was like, I even sent it to Ann. I'm like, "You see this little package? Like, this thing's bred to the tilt." So he put 2 cool consignments, and we strictly do AI work. It's neat what people can put in.
Some of the strongest advocates for the Texas Longhorn breed aren't breeders yet. They're young people who already love these cattle.
For 30 years, the Longhorn Project has given students a chance to raise, care for, and show Texas Longhorns, while also learning agriculture, business, leadership, and responsibility.
It's a program that builds confidence, character, and the next generation of cattlemen and cattlewomen.
As they celebrate 30 years in 2026, learn how you can support their mission or get involved at thelonghornproject.com.
Next up, we will talk about Ricky McLeod's Lot 11, RRR Miss Magpie.
Ricky. Yeah. And, Ricky has always been a big supporter of us. We appreciate him, and Sandra, and then, now with Ezra. And bias, maybe. I don't know. I think she's the prettiest cow we have in the sale. She's just striking black and white, rolling and twisting horns out. Concealed weapon granddaughter, Tejas star granddaughter. So there's no Rio, tough, anything like that. So she's ready to rock and roll for you. And top it all off, she's bred to hanging on to you. He's partners with Ken Morrison, and that bull's almost 100 inches, and I don't even think he's 5 yet. Colored up. So yeah, beautiful black and white, bred to one heck of a bull. And yeah, she's stunning.
We'll move on to lot 13, Steel Holler CW from Cedarwood Farm.
Yeah, this little heifer is she's gonna be brindle when you see her in person. She's all dark brindled up. She's out of Armored, who John borrowed from us for a breeding season. Armored was out of Sniper, and Miss Diamond, who is just beautiful. I mean, she's almost 100 inches. She was 99 and a quarter when we measured her in November. And then on the bottom side is out of All Around Cowboy Checks, who won multiple Futurities. And she's also bred to his bull that he owns in partnership. He runs out to Michigan every year to get HOA Honky Tonk Blues. Is a blue Grula bull out of Hicks, Bocephus and Hicks Rosemary. But that's going to add a unique color to that pedigree that's already got a pretty wild color to it.
Lot 15 is the next one from Black Log Farm, DW Dragon Sugar.
Yep. And, we all have seen the value that these drag iron daughters have done. And, Samuel brought us a good one here. So drag iron, 90 inch, 2,000 pounds, confetti brindle. And the cool part is that XC Heidi. I think, Shawn, y'all owned that cow and sold her to Samuel.
Right? Lloyd Ash actually has her.
Lloyd Ash. Okay. Yeah. And, and she's over 90 inches. We got Rio and then Touching World Pad, who I think crossed the 100 inch mark. So it's loaded up 90 and 100 inch genetics. And then she's coming exposed to Turn It Up that brings up Heads Up and Rebel Woman from Bull Creek. So like all these drag iron daughters, she's going to be well built, a good milker, and bred to a heck of a bull. So that's definitely one you want to pay attention to because it's a dynamite package.
MF Gunpowder from Leonard New River Ranch with Savannah Smith is the next one. She's lot 19.
Yeah, she's out of RJF Locked and Loaded, who's a big black and white bull, almost 90 inches on him. And then on her bottom side, that Pacific Dawn is owned by the Brian Fox and Randy Murray partnership, just an amazing cow. And when her horns roll out, she's going to be awesome because she is the bull that she's bred to that Savannah has, the Grand Slam checks. He has, he's a double bred rebel son, but his mother is a Hawaiian dancer who's over 91 inches that Bob Loomis has. It's just, she's a phenomenal cow. So to get those genetics and on the bottom side out of that little heifer is going to be pretty amazing little calf inside there.
Yeah, because we saw a yearling heifer last week at the treasure sale bring 60,000 out of Hawaiian Dancer. So yeah, it's sought after.
The next one is lot 22, Lucky Find RTG from RTG Ranch.
Yep, the Brightman family, everybody's favorite. They're great people, always support, and they're breeding some good animals. So they're finally getting to the point where they're able to sell some of their own breeding. She's out of Hanging Treasure, brings in Hanging Tough. They with Mr. Big Stuff, all that up there. They know the value and what that produces. And then on the bottom you got Lucky Roses. So that's Delta Lucky Ace and Roses Are Red. So that's the mother that Roses Are Red to 20 Roses, who just sold for 50 something thousand at Legacy. Dan Grove had a sister to her bring 18 something. So 2 cash cows already produced out of this Roses Are Red. It's a very consistent line. And then she's been out with Pale Rider and Butch Cassidy, 2 of their great bulls. So it's, again, it's a serious genetic package there. You got Delta Lucky Ace, Hanging Tough, and Roses Are Red all in the bundle. She's going to be well built, a good milker, but also produce. It's just what her genetics do.
Lloyd Esch's lot 25 is up next, DW Moonrocker.
Yeah, she's a neat little heifer. She's the Kid Rock daughter. Really does, again, another guy that just does so much AI work. So she's a kid out of Kid Rock, longest horn bull in the breed, and then she's bred to HL Heads Up by Live Coverage. So he mixes possibly arguably one of the best bulls in the industry in with his AI. And that's just the product you get. But what Lloyd's doing in this breed, it's gonna be known for years to come. So to get in on his stuff is pretty fortunate.
Talk about Carol Powell's Lot 28 Hicks Sage.
Yep. Hidden Springs. Carol got her start here at the Cherry Blossom, has done great with her herd, added some awesome stuff. So, and breeding it. So this is a hydro daughter, which I don't think he needs an introduction. You get that crazy color, and you look in the catalog, you can kind of see it. That's obviously a winter photo with snow on the ground, but she's going to be striking color. You go back to Hicks Firecrackers. So you got Johnny Hicks breeding, and then she's coming bred to Carbon Copy, which is a big black and white bull going back to, that whippoorwill family. So in Rural Safari. So she's going to produce a lot of color and just a nice young cow with some twists, who's going to be a foundation female for some program. She'll do a good job. She's beautiful.
Cody's 5-leaf clover, Lot 33 from Cody Cattle Company. Guy and Charlotte is the next one.
Yeah, she was on their Futurity circuit. They hold her around quite a bit. And she's out of cut and wheel, who's out of cut and dried, so she's got the size and color. And then she's bred to Ambro, who's almost 90 inches. And as a 3-year-old, and his third birthday, he's almost 90 inches. So that's going to be a cool little package too. Gentle, from being hauled around. Of course, everything Cody's have is pretty gentle. So she's gonna roll out and be a nice young cow to build off of.
Well, we can never forget about tallies at an East Coast sale. So we'll talk about their Lot 35, BL Pretty Monica.
Yep. Really, really, really cool opportunity here. So she's cruising tango checks. That's a 50-50 son. He threw a lot of twists and a lot of body, and you can see that she's got it here. And on the bottom, she's out of BL Monica Princess. So that gives you Cowboy Tough, 108 inches, world record holder for a numerous amount of years. And then out of BL Rio Monica. So going back to the Monica lines, it's about as strong as a maternal line as you can find here. And then top it all off, she's coming bred to Game Changer, which he's got a chunk of horn broken off, and he was still winning futurities, winning measurement competitions. So it's a really cool opportunity to get some Loomis and Tally genetics here. And it's that calf inside versus her genetic potential. It's a dynamite package they brought us.
Terry and Tammy King are kind of the same way as Tallies. They're always at the East Coast sales, so we'll talk about their Lot 36, River Forks, Cheyenne. Yeah,
they're always great to support us, and they bring us cattle in good condition. And Cheyenne, I'm sure, is going to be no different. I mean, just looking at the picture, you can see how correct she is. She's straight and got such a good udder on her. And genetically, again, another good one. She's out of 50-50 sun on the top, and then on the bottom, she's out of a cash flow who her mother's out of cash flow, who goes back to the Horseshoe J important, is a big black and white twisty cow like Jimmy Jones produces. And, and then she should have a calf at side by Apollo, CR Apollo. So yeah, I'm not sure there. That's kind of like Steve Davis's. I mean, that's just a stacked genetic offering.
And the last one we'll talk about is Lot 38, Wildflower Cowgirl CPL from Commander's Place Longhorns.
Yep. And the Nicodemes, as Shawn mentioned earlier, they've been active supporters coming out, and they bring this cool color. Runaway Gray is her sire. He's won a truckload of bronzes for the total horn and what he's been able to produce at these measurements. And then on the bottom, you're going back to Hustler 969, another one of their big yellow bulls. That's the only way I know to describe them. So you got Grulia top, yellow on the bottom. So you can see the color she has. She's going to be ready to breed to the bull of your choice, but a lot of horn and cool color with those dilution genes, wild genes. So more than likely she's going to be able to produce it, because that's generations that they've been working for to get her. But flashy heifer, and somebody be excited to get her home. I mean, and who wouldn't be? She's gorgeous.
And that brings us to Sunday. When can they load out on Sunday?
Pretty much any time, just by lunchtime, because we got to get the whole barn cleaned up and swept up and stuff. So we try to make sure everybody's out by noon on Sunday.
Are they able to load out on Sunday, or Saturday after the sale?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there till the last trailer leaves.
So is there anything that we have not talked about that you want to mention?
I mean, the only thing I could think is, make sure to come to the party at Ann's. Like, some people will come, especially if you're a new timer, it can kind of seem a little overwhelming, but come out there. It's a catered dinner. We do the awards. You get to see the awesome herd and the beautiful views of the mountains. So make sure to do that. And then, Culpeper has a ton to offer around the areas. If you like wine, there's wineries and just, a lot of history in that part of the country. So don't be afraid to ask if you have questions, and come and enjoy. It's Ann's rule. If you don't have fun, stay home. So hopefully everybody's ready to come for a good time.
Well, thanks for joining us. We can't wait to see you both and everyone else at the Cherry Blossom Sale and Futurity. Make sure to check out the consignments ahead of sale day and follow us for more updates. Until next time.